spent my whole life searching for a shelter for my soul, an understanding of the greater plan. In these walls I've seen the light of love pure and divine, helps me remember who I really am. In every face it's clear, we're all God's children here, and it feels like home, it feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home, it feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home. It's a place to share your burden. It's safe to shed a tear. Say a prayer and raise your voice in song. Where every heart is honored and every path is true. No one's here to judge you right or wrong. And there's no shame, no sin in this place where love begins. And it feels like home, it feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home, it feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home.
Welcome home. If you could take a moment, we'll join together in some quiet reflection. If you want to take a deep breath, maybe close your eyes and let my words speak on your behalf. I am one with God. I am open and receptive to divine love, light, wisdom, and life. The presence and power of Spirit is always with me, always available to me, whatever the situation. I am empowered, knowing that the same creative force responsible for the sun and the moon and the stars and the miracles of the atmosphere is also part of who I am. The more I cooperate by consciously acknowledging and allowing Spirit to work in my life, the more I stay connected to the power of the universe. God is one presence. If I feel opposed, separate, or negatively influenced, I know I've distanced or blocked myself from the goodness of this one presence. If I feel separation, I know that I have the ability to reopen my mind, my heart, and to let the flow of life move through me. And I can affirm, I am one with God, open and receptive to divine love, light, wisdom, and life. And so it is.
Feels like home. It feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home. It feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home. It feels like home. I finally found a place where I belong. It feels like home. It feels like home. A family that I can call my own. It feels like home.
The spirit likes to dress up like this. 10 fingers, 10 toes. It could float, of course, but would rather plumb rough matter. Airy and shapeless thing, it needs the metaphor of the body, lime and appetite, the oceanic fluids. It needs the body's world, instinct and imagination, and the dark hug of time, sweetness and tangibility, to be understood and to be more than pure light that burns where no one is. So it enters us in the morning, shines from brute comfort like a stitch of lightning, and at night lights up the deep and wondrous drownings of the body like a star.
I am a child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given, to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender. I am a child of the living God, made in the image of perfect love. All that I am, all I've been given, to you, my God, I surrender. I surrender.
Good morning. Wow, this is an amazing group. So before I do announcements, I just want to say we got back. We were gone last week. Many of the youth in our YOU program, which is our high school program, we went to the regional retreat in Camp Waskowitz, North Bend, and Eric is going to share a little bit about his experience there.
Hi, my name is Eric. I recently just got back from YOU church camp last week. I really enjoyed going to this church camp because it created great bonding experiences. While I was there, I got to meet new people and became friends with at least 5 new people that I had never met. When I went to camp, I got to reunite with one of my long-term friends that I didn't get to see for 3 years. The thing I mostly liked about church camp was the fact that everyone there didn't judge anyone and would allow anyone to open up to anyone. After I tried opening up and being myself, I experienced more happiness and laughter. I think I found my new home and can't wait to go back.
So I just want to say a big thank you to all of you. The hospitality that we do on the second Sundays helps us bring these kids to events like that, and it was awesome for all of us. This is the t-shirt. It was called The Geography of You, and we learned about chakras and that we are exactly where we are supposed to be, which is what it says on the back of the shirt. And this was designed by a high school student who is the regional officer of the Northwest region. So I think that's about it. Oh, we have the auction coming up that we're really excited about, and some of our YOUers are also going to be working in that. So we're just super busy doing all kinds of fun things, and you'll see us around all over the place. So please help me bless these kids.
Thank you for being our family. Thank you for being our friend. Thank you for blessing and teaching us. God bless you. Amen. All that I am, all I've been given, to you, my God, I surrender.
I love that comment about he thinks he found his new home. I know my oldest daughter felt that exact same way about going to camp with YOU. And I had the privilege one time, where's my bunkie Nina? We got to go together, and yeah, there you are. Wasn't it amazing? It was such a privilege to be kind of an adult in the room of all those beautiful youth, and your children are in good hands. Just know that. What a blessing. And the teachers, everyone, it's just great. Yay. So I would like to say good morning and personally welcome, a warm extension of welcome to anyone and everyone who's here today in body and spirit and both. And then, all those people in Facebook land. Hi, everyone. We're glad you're here. Your presence is intentional wherever you are and however you're feeling today. If you're jazzed up and excited, if you're quiet, it's all good. It's all good. We're glad you're here. Your participation in this service is a gift to every one of us. We are each blessed by all those around us. So whatever that is for you today, thank you for being here with us. Today is the third Sunday of the month, and that means we like to talk about our Giver Circle. And our Giver Circle is a way that you can, on a weekly or monthly basis, donate to this wonderful spiritual community kind of automatically. And whether you give by cash, check, credit card, or EFT, you can standardize your giving through this Giver Circle program. It's safe, it's easy, it's convenient, and it's very flexible because, if you want to change, you can do that in any moment. And it provides really helpful data to our Board of Trustees. So if you would like to consider doing this, that you're finding consistent value in our services, please respond with this consistent giving by filling out a Giver Circle brochure, which is on the way out the door on the left. You can fill that out and hand that to one of the ushers. And if you are part of the Giver Circle, or if you're hesitating because you like to put something in the offering basket every Sunday, we've got that figured out for you too. So there's these cards or these little stones that you can take in the morning before you come in, and then put those in the little bag when it comes around, and that says, I gave at the office. I'm good. My money's already here. It's happy. So, as I said, forms can be found in the information rack as you leave, and please consider providing us that giving flexibility and wonderment. Prayer is an important part of our daily lives, weekly lives, everything. And here during our services, prayer is incredibly important. Here at Unity, we talk about affirmative prayer. And Dr. Emily Cady said these words: knowing the law of abundant supply and the truth that supply always precedes the demand. You like that? Supply, we get what we need before we even know it or ask for it. Simply being, the demand is simply being the call that brings the supply into sight, right? Puts our vision and our intention on there. Knowing that all the desires in the heart for any good is really God's desire in us and for us. How shall we obtain the fulfillment of our every desire? And that, as she said, right speedily. And that can be through prayer. We have our intentions, we have our desires, we set those forward, and they come to us in whatever way they are beautifully supposed to come to us. Sometimes it's not exactly the way we picture it, right? And usually it's better. Do you find that sometimes? I think I wanted this in my life, but wow, look what I got. So that's how we consider prayer. We like to support you in your prayer practice here at Unity in Lynnwood, and we have many ways of doing that. In the seats in front of you, there is a prayer slip, and it says prayer request on it. You can take that, fill it out, put it in the offering basket later. You will get lots of confidential prayer attention to your desires here with that prayer slip. We also have a hotline that you can call or email in. That information is in your program or on our website. And we also have our amazing prayer chaplains that are here to help you pray. So one of the ways they can do that is praying with you one-on-one after service. And it's a beautiful way to connect with another human, whether in need or in joy. You can have someone to pray with you. So if you're interested in that, after service, please come up to either side, and one of the prayer chaplains will welcome you back. But I also like to say thank you to our prayer chaplains who are adorned with beautiful purple stoles. And if they wouldn't mind standing up so we can identify them and know where they are, that would be great. Thank you. We appreciate your service so very much. We also use affirmations, which are similar to prayers. We use the words interchangeably sometimes, but affirmations can be ways, just positive statements of truth that just outline what our intention is. So Charles Fillmore said exactly what I just said. He said it first, though. Affirmations are positive statements of truth. By affirming truth, we are lifted out of false thinking into the consciousness of spirit. Each time we pray positively or affirm positively and faithfully, we are calling forth the divine activity that is always with us, always there for us. So we have an affirmation that's magically shown up behind me. It's a good one. I'm going to read it, and then if you want to stand or even sit in your chair and say it with me, that would be great. I am unlimited soul stuff, unfolding, evolving, and expressing across eternity. Isn't that great? All right, let's say that together. I am unlimited soul stuff, unfolding, evolving, and expressing across eternity. Amen, amen. So take a moment, say hi to those around you.
Live my life unapologetically. I want to take advantage of all I ought to be. I want to show the world my potentiality. I want to do it now, not eventually. Flat out, wide open, all in and out loud. One bound, unbroken, one life, right now. Flat out, wide open, all in and out loud. One bound, unbroken, one life, right now. You're not bad, you're not selfish, you're not ugly, you're not broken, damaged, or dysfunctional. You're not the things you tell yourself you are, not the opinions of others or old scars, because you are the light of the world. Yes, you are the light of the world. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. You're not stupid, lazy. You're not fat or too thin. You're not a big mouth, a crybaby. You're not a bully or original sin. You're not the things you tell yourself you are, not the opinions of others or old scars. Because you are the light of the world. Yes, you are the light of the world. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit. 'Cause I'm gonna love you, make my heart your home. And I'm gonna love you when you feel alone. And I'm gonna love you when your blues creep in. And I'm gonna love you until the end and start all over again. Because you are the light of the world. Yes, you are the light of the world. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit of your life. Make a joyful noise unto the Spirit, unto your Spirit.
Good morning, Unity and Lynnwood. Good morning, Unity and Lynnwood. Good morning, Unity and Lynnwood. I delight in being with you always. Thank you for being here. And I love it that you dance. How good does it feel to give rise to that expressive part of self? Isn't that a joy? Following this service, 12:30 or so, our annual business meeting. All are welcome. Only active eligible members may vote. We will elect 2 new trustees for 3-year terms of service beginning in January 2019. There are nominee biography sheets available for all interested people at the welcome and information station. Simply grab one. We invite you to read about and to get to know these qualified, noble, and generous souls. Your nominees for this particular juncture in the evolving history of Unity and Lynnwood are John Brooks and John Provetti. On November 3rd, you will hear more about a fall work party. However, I'd like to provide a broader context for that. Following the 2 years of acquisition of the adjacent 5.5 acres, we navigated 2 years of titling shenanigans, I think is the official county term for it. And now we remain in active conversation with all appropriate civic bodies about what it means to own a piece of land that is largely restricted as a native growth protected area. Now, on that particular Saturday, we invite you to join us. We will be partnering with the faculty and staff of We Care Academy, the noble organization downstairs that employs 18 full-time teachers and is home to some 85 youth and families every day of the week. There is a path that has been hand cleared according to all county guidelines on the back portion of this land, and we're prepared to hand clear the next 2 paths. And they would like us to be a part of it. They're considering the name Serenity Path already for that portion of the land development. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you would like to be part of this initial effort in returning this land to beauty and to health, please join us. We'll start at 9 o'clock in the morning. Lunch will be provided. Not at 9, but later. You got to work first. Thank you, Butch. Shelley Oberman, trustee and artist who happens to express her artistry behind a camera, has presented an idea for this year's annual gala event. It is the Men of UIL. We discussed this last Sunday. We will sell the remaining 11 pages of this tasteful wink at history, if you will, on the night of the auction, which happens to be this Saturday evening. You will hear more about that from Terry Colfus later in the service for a couple $100. You may purchase this for the loved one of your choice. And of course, as I see the look of terror appearing on the faces of all men in the room, if you desire to be released from the responsibility purchased on your behalf, you simply can pay more and get out of it. These calendars will be released at the auction in 2019 and will be followed by a formal release party, at which point they will be purchased and signed by all of the models. Models. I think that's a threat, Howard. I see Danielle there. I mean, it's going to cost so much. Oh, it's going to cost so much, and I say God is good. God is good. Shelley, thank you for that. We'll have a great time with that. Thank you. What a great gift. Daniel Colfus would like to speak with you this morning. He would like to extend an invitation to the first annual, during my tenure, men's retreat scheduled for the week of November 2 through 4 at Camp Houston, Washington, facilitated by Reverend Michael Bogar. Thank you for doing this, Daniel Colfus. What a gift. What a gift.
You bet. So we have 15 men from Unity signed up for our men's retreat here in 2 weeks. We have room for a few more, so please, we'd like to come get to know you better. We're going to have fun. It's a little bit of me time, and we're actually going to conspire about how to manage this whole men's calendar thing as well. That's part of it. Yeah.
I just want to add that the youth team, the teachers from the region go up there every year, and the reason we go there is because the food is so good.
Outstanding. So we'll come back a little heavier, a little fuller, a little more men, yeah. But thank you. So we're looking forward to the men's retreat, Dr. R, and a couple more weeks to sign up here.
Can you believe it?
Thank you. You bet.
Yesterday it was an idea, and here you are.
Here we are. Reality. Yes, sir.
How about particulars if you've already signed up as doing this?
Have a handout in my folder here. I'll be handing those out right after, so glad you're joining. Yeah, great, Dr. R. Thank you.
I know Daniel would welcome your questions, as would John Pravetti. I do not see John in the room, as would Tim Vokes, who is right here. Will you wave to these kind people, Tim Vokes? Speaking of waving, every service has an ambassador. That was a good segue, didn't you think, Nan? Every service has an ambassador, and the ambassador for this service is undeniably one of the wisest souls I have ever encountered on this particular earthly sojourn. I am honored to accompany her during this particular portion of our paths. If you have a question about life, about the meaning of it all, the nature of God, the essence of existence itself, you are welcome to engage her in conversation. She also happens to know a lot about the church. Her name is Nan Allen. Nan Allen, that these people might have a face to put with a name, just wave to them, please. So it wasn't that long ago that I thought to myself, you know, Spirit, the universe, inspiration, God, surely doesn't have 20 minutes worth of value to deliver to me. I'm at a point now in my career when I'm beginning to consider, does Spirit, the God, universe, creativity ever stop? So take a deep breath and repeat after me. That which needs to be said by me, is revealed in its right and perfect timing, for the greater good of all. I welcome this. I celebrate this. I relish in the truth of this. And I delight in the peace it brings. And so it is. Amen. That's my prayer. You're welcome to go along for the ride. You're welcome to go along for the ride. Jesus taught this. He said, you know, in my Father's house, I mean, of course, translations being what they are, something along these lines. In my Father's house, in this kingdom, there are many, why don't I say layers, okay? In my Father's house, there are many kingdoms. I like to think that he was saying that there are multiple levels of reality. I like to think that the early followers of the way who came after him, and you realize, of course, that would be a much more accurate thing to say than the early Christians. The word Christianity doesn't appear in your Judeo-Christian Bible. And when we study that beautiful collection of wisdom, we are studying the wisdom of a people who operated within a Jewish paradigm, and they were seeking to do nothing else. Jesus did not write the Bible. I'm going on a bit of a tangent here today, aren't I? Keep going. You want a little Bible scholarship this morning? Oh, I just finished teaching a course on the overview of Christian scriptures. It is a source of great, great passion because perhaps that book, more than any other in our particular geography and era, has been weaponized to pit humanity against humanity. And I'm here to tell you, when we study it, when we come into greater understanding of its history, when we come into greater understanding of its language, when we come into greater understanding of its context, the weaponization is simply not there. It's simply not there. But that's a different lesson for a different day. Jesus spoke of this idea that in my Father's house there are many mansions. I like to think that the early followers of the way intuited that there are higher realities at work in any given moment. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore said it this way: there are truths which are relative and there are truths which are absolute. Unity has a deep, deep history in spiritual healing. If you have been in Unity for a while, you already know this. If you are new to Unity, if you are newer to Unity, let me bring you up to speed. Both Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore had physical situations which they chose to approach through spiritual practice. Myrtle spoke to her body. Myrtle spoke to the cells of her body and apologized for every thought of limitation, for every word of harshness. And there came a point when she looked at her husband and said, "I'm healed and so are you." And then it took another 2 years for her body to reflect that, but reflect it did. And Myrtle and Charles both went on to live very long, happy lives. Of course, quantum physics is rising to support this. You know, what the mystics, the saints, and the sages have known all along, that there are realities, there are potentialities which are not perceived by the five sensory self. Quantum science, quantum math is now coming along and saying, absolutely correct. You are not a biochemical machine in a Newtonian universe. You are an energetic being. You are indeed unlimited soul stuff, having a temporary experience that appears solid by virtue of how your electrons just choose to run around. So Mr. Fillmore said there are truths which are relative, and there are truths which are absolute. To be here today in physical form, what a privilege it is. To be able to look at you, to be able to give a hug here or there, to be able to taste the wonderful fare of hospitality, to listen to good singing. What a privilege that is. Even so, it is a relative truth. It is a relative experience. The absolute truth of you is that you are not these bodies. You are not energy parading as matter in the form of that bag of carbon and atoms which you are toting around. You are not your body. You have a body. You are not your mind. You have a mind. So the truth of the matter is there is one thing happening. There is only one thing possible. It is the life that, by virtue of gathering in a building such as this, on a morning such as this, that we choose to call God. Understand that it makes no difference what you call it. There is one presence and one power active in the universe and active in my life, and that is that ultimate reality that I call God. And that ultimate reality of you did not begin when you assumed this physical form, and it will not end when you relinquish that physical form. How we doing so far? Welcome to a series. It's called 5 Fabrications, Falsehoods, and Fallacies. And we arrive at the first of these. I've chosen for today I am a body. I am a body. This is the first of our fabrications, falsehoods, and fallacies. It is the first of the relative truths from which we continue to construct lives. Why would I say that? Because Mr. Fillmore said it this way. He said the degree to which we are fascinated and oriented toward that which is relatively true, and the degree to which we are fascinated with and oriented toward that which is absolutely true, is the degree to which we give rise to the appropriate fruits in our life experience. So I like to say it this way. We're dragging one foot through the dirt of a human experience. At the same time, with a hand, we cling to the stars of eternity. And the degree to which we choose our orientation is the degree to which our lives spring forth accordingly. I've chosen a little video. Let's enjoy it together.
Who are you? I feel like so many people are missing how fascinating this question is, how deep the mystery of the self really is. Listen to this insane fact. Every 5 years, every single atom in your body is replaced. Every single atom. The first time I heard this, I was like, if you really are your body, then you would be a completely new you, a completely different you, down to the last atom, every 5 years. But that's not the case. You've been you your entire life. Your body is made of trillions of cells, microbes, bacteria, viruses, and each of these cells is made of trillions of atoms. It's not one, it's an ecosystem. It's made of so many trillions of living entities, each with their own independent agenda. And it's an ecosystem that's constantly changing. You get a new suit of skin every month. You get a new liver every 6 weeks. The lining of your stomach lasts only a few days. Even the cells that make up your bones are constantly changing. But you've been you all your life. Here's another crazy fact. After a person dies, it can take hours. It can take up to a day for all the cells in their body to die. So let me ask you a question. If you really are your body, if self is in any way physical, where in your body are you located? Which of these trillions of cells contains you? I mean, obviously, if I cut off a finger or a leg, it's not like I would stop existing. A lot of people would probably say, well, I'm my brain. But your brain, too, is made of billions of cells, billions of neurons. Which of these neurons contains you? Your brain cells die all the time, yet you go on existing. Me, myself, I, it's one. It's indivisible. It's irreducible. And it's constant. But your body is none of these things. Logically, scientifically, clearly, whatever you really truly are, whatever self fundamentally really is, it can't be the body. It can't include the body in any way. And that is the astounding reality.
The Buddha is reported as having said that the likelihood of our being here together at this level of reality, because I like this as a level of reality. I enjoy being with you in this world of apparent form. I quite enjoy it. The Buddha is reported as having said the likelihood of our having accomplished this physical incarnation is in considering the breadth of the Earth's oceans. If we were to toss a ring into the air, the likelihood of this is tantamount to having that ring fall and encircle a jumping dolphin. In other words, small. The chances are small. Meaning it's a great honor. It's a great honor to be here. It's a great honor to be at this level of reality. Simply, this is not the highest level of reality for you. So we arrive at the first of the fallacies. And I've chosen to explore the tool of denial during our 5 weeks together. Unity offers what we would call spiritual tools. And again, perhaps we call them spiritual because we gather in a building such as this on a morning such as that. I'm not attached to the language. As you know, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, when they started Unity, it was a teaching vehicle. It was not a church. So they talk a great deal about affirmations, and we are quite good at that, don't you think? We do it every Sunday. We have a good time with it, and then we dance around and listen to Matthew sing. They also spoke about the importance of denial. Charles himself wrote the following. He said, "It's just as necessary that one should let go of old thoughts and conditions after they have served their purpose as it is that one should lay hold of new ideas and create new conditions. In fact, we can't lay hold of the new ideas and new conditions until we've made room for them by eliminating the old. Am I speaking to anybody in this room? No, absolutely not. So we'll pretend. We will pretend. So, we don't deny circumstances. We don't lie. That's not the teaching. Nor do we deny feelings. That is not the teaching. We do not, if we are experiencing a moment of fear, we don't say, I'm not scared. If we are experiencing uncertainty, I'm not uncertain. I don't know. Same with facts. If your table is bare, we don't say, oh, my table is loaded with hoagie sandwiches and I'm reminded of the old cartoon of the New Thought student standing amidst the fiery inferno of hell saying, this isn't hell and I'm not hot. I don't think that's the most elevated interpretation of the teachings. However, it's been my experience and it is my belief that if I navigate behind the feeling, and if I navigate behind the circumstance, I will find something of a partial truth or an outright lie. At that point, I apply a denial. A denial for me is arguing in consciousness, my own consciousness. You realize that we are not having a conversation about an outer anthropomorphic God swooping in and fixing things for us. We are talking about availing ourselves to that which has already been richly provided, a major paradigm shift, don't you think? And so I am arguing with my own consciousness about the lie that I have accepted, whether that was given to me by a well-meaning parent, an unthinking school teacher, or a system of religion. So I'd like to give you an argument this morning. If we can agree to explore the possibility that we are more than these bodies, there are higher realities than these fingers and toes, then your argument is the following. The authority of the body is not fated, fixed, or final. How are you doing with that? Let's take it together, shall we? The authority of the body is not fated, fixed, or final. And one more time, just because it's fun. The authority of the body is not fated, fixed, or final. Why does this matter? It matters to us individually because as we orient toward that which is absolutely true, again, we give rise to its fruits in our personal experience. Also, when we get the idea, we'll send it to you, Mark, unless, of course, I'm getting you. You're getting me, thank you. I'm teasing. I just had to take advantage of that. I think the other thing is when we realize that there are higher realities than these bodies which we carry, suddenly we see one another differently. Because when we were born, the universe seemed to rush in and place a stamp on our forehead that said gender, color, ethnicity, geography, all of which are oh so relative. And they give rise to such separation, don't they? Let's close our eyes together. Let's dance with this idea a little bit. Let's take a deep breath. So from the Eastern tradition to the Western, it makes no difference. The ultimate wisdom is the same, and that is there is an expansive inner realm. There is a knowingness. There is a consciousness. So transcendent of the five sensory self, so transcendent of the seeming body. And in that awareness, ultimately, we come into a full, all body knowing of oneness, of an inherent interconnectedness. We come into a deep, all-body knowing of possibility, even amidst seeming limitation. We come into an all-body knowing of love. That harmonizing, unifying, healing power. We come into peace. Though it might seem unlikely on one level, we come into peace. So we feel our temples relax, our jaws free, our fingers uncurl. As this higher orientation draws our attention from a level of reality in which we believe we're bodies. So for the right and perfect amount of time, we delight in this higher knowing.
I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. I am 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 divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I'm all light. All light. I am 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 light.
We don't leave this consciousness here, but we carry it forth into a world that so longs to remember. If this is a position in consciousness, a divine argument, a spiritual value with which you can agree, then we simply close this time together by saying, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
My soul inside is all light. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Richard. Our musicians and Matthew, as I mentioned earlier, that when I'm in a tough place or doubting or struggling, that song is what I sing. And I sing it out loud, and I hear Matthew's voice, which is better. That's all I have to say. Thank you. And now it's time to show your love back to this spiritual community. Great segue. Thank you, Nina. It's time to collect our tithes and our love offerings and to be grateful in that way that we can give back here to the spiritual community, because, you know, there's things that have to happen that take money, right? So we are blessed that we have that, and we're blessed that we can give it back. Charles Fillmore said, "You should expect prosperity when you keep the prosperity law," right? Therefore, be thankful for every blessing that you gain, and as deeply grateful for every demonstration as for an unexpected treasure dropped into your lap. Today was an unexpected treasure for me, dropped into my lap, and I'm glad we're all here. So thank you for your gifts.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed
join me in saying the affirmation above. God is my source. God is our source. And that source supports the evolving, unfolding, soul-stirring idea that is unity in Lynnwood in miraculous ways. Amen. Please have a seat. Shield that sun from your eyes. Ain't it gorgeous? So we are welcoming, as we like to say, and as we like to do. And we like to let people know, if you're new, or as I like to say, newish, and you haven't gotten the information yet, and you want to learn more about Unity or Unity in Lynnwood, there is a newcomer's information card that's in the chair back in front of you that you can take with you, give you some information about us here. Also, as you exit the sanctuary on the left, there is a welcome packet that you could take home. There's a DVD in here, gives you some more information. If you would like to join our mailing list, there's a stay in touch card also in the chair in front of you. Please fill this out. Feel free to give it to someone with a name tag, and this service offers about 2 emails a month. This is confidential information. We don't give it out to people trying to sell you stuff. Because we do consider us to be a community of intentional welcome, we like to say hi to people that are joining us for the first time. So if you don't mind, and you're here for the first time, if you wouldn't mind raising your hand, we can give you a little round of applause and say howdy. Anybody today? Okay. If there's a hand I missed, or if your hand didn't go up because you don't want that, I get it. I love you, and I send that happy energy out to you. But please join us in the friendship room afterwards for some conversation, some snacks, and some happy talk. So we have announcements. First of all, as you all know, or will know if you don't know now, for registration and details regarding all events, visit our beautiful Welcome and Information Station in the back corner of the room. Has lots of good information for you. Things that are happening on Saturday, November 3rd, join grounds team leader Cheryl Jones in putting our grounds to bed for the winter. Please register and bring gloves. Lunch will be provided. As I like to say, we always feed you. It's always a party, and we always feed you. Unity in Lynnwood's local humanitarian outreach team presents a men's clothing drive to benefit the clientele of the Everett Gospel Mission. Bring new underwear, new socks, and/or gently used pants, jeans, shirts, and jackets over the first 3 Sundays in November to donate to that beautiful cause. And thank you to that humanitarian outreach team for the great work. You are invited to The Body is the Temple of the Soul on Saturday, November 10th from 10 to 11, now offered on a quarterly basis. The theme is Grace and Gratitude. This event, led by Nancy Jo Callahan, combines an easy does-it set of movements in a follow-the-leader format with uplifting music, a fun way to connect with others as you lift your spirit, energize your body, find a smile, and warm your heart. It's hard not to find a smile when you're in the presence of Nancy Joy, right? Wear comfortable clothes and shoes and bring a water bottle, mat or blanket. Our art coordinator, Anelia Fajardo, is accepting applications for our December art show, and the deadline from submissions is November 16th. Please grab a postcard from the back for details, and please enjoy our current show in the art hallway. It is quite spectacular. The words say it's quite spectacular, but I'm saying it is quite spectacular. It's beautiful down there. In closing, please welcome 2018 Gala co-chairs, Terry and Sandy, to the platform. Woohoo! Your turn to speak.
So when Terry and I first started working on this project together, Richard said to us, you know, that's my best invitation of Richard.
May I see it again?
You know. Folks in this community tend to wait to the last minute to register for events. So if you find that you're one of those people who are waiting to the last minute, This is it. This is the time. So we would like to invite you to walk, not run, to the back of the sanctuary and sign up if you would like to register for the event, or if you're watching us live, you can register online. And this is going to be a great, fun-filled event and a fabulous way to support your community. You can come and have a wonderful evening. You can take home a treasure for a Christmas gift for you or a loved one, a romantic getaway, or an adventure. So it's going to be a lot of fun. For a sneak preview of some of the key items that we're going to be that have been donated and will be auctioning off, as well as a list of date-specific items so you can check your calendars. Richard will be sending out an email in the next day or so be sure to look for that.
So the event starts at 6 o'clock, the silent auction. There'll be beverages and hors d'oeuvres, and then we'll have dinner when the live auction opens. So people have been asking what to wear. So you do not have to wear a costume. You can just wear whatever you want. But if you'd like, the theme is Mad Hatter Gala from Alice in Wonderland. So I know we have an Alice coming and a Queen of the Red Hearts, whatever. So you can dress up, wear a fun hat, or you can wear your Halloween costume because it's right before Halloween. So we look forward to seeing everyone there.
Thank you, Terry, for taking the pressure off me. I was like freaking out about that, I don't have a Halloween costume or a hat, and I'm just going to wear my clothes. You can thank me later. Okay. There's many good things happening here. I saw that face, Dr. Richard. There's many good things happening here at Unity in Lynnwood. Above and beyond that, you can find information on your printed program by visiting our Facebook page or the calendar page of our website at unityinlynnwood.org.
And I would also like to add that Kelly Ash and the UIL band will be the entertainment the night of the auction, so I know you like to dance. This is your opportunity, so don't miss it. If you'll join me, we'll sing our peace song. Peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
You know the world is changing, or should I say, you know. The world is changing, and so I'm speaking to you, and I'm speaking to the people who are loyal online followers of Unity in Lynnwood. We're glad you're with us. We stand with you. We stand for you. Your Board of Trustees has done a painstaking review of the bylaws, and the conclusion that we drew is that being physically present in the building is not a requirement of formal membership, that indeed it is possible to cultivate authentic relationship and authentic membership beyond the walls of this building. So to our online people, our loyal following, there are people literally from all over the world who are with us every Sunday. Membership is possible. This is an evolving conversation, but I'm really proud of it because I think it acknowledges the fact that the world is changing, that society is evolving, that spiritual community doesn't mean today what it meant 20 years ago. Don't you think that's an exciting conversation? Complicated. Yes, it's complicated, but oh, it's good. Find an eyeball next to you and say, "You're light." And then find another set of eyes and say, "You are light." You are light. The idea that you take with you today is that yes, you have a body and yes, you have a mind, but oh, you are so much more than that. My friends, there are booklets available for those who would desire them. They are called 36 Days of Gratitude. It previously has been 40, so you'll have to be more grateful this year than you've been in the past. But these are available at the Welcome and Information Station for any and all who would like them. They are offered as our gift to you. Take a deep breath. Let's speak these words of truth, these absolute ideas of benediction together. There is one power and one presence in, through, and around all creation. So we go forth as the eyes of divine love, as the tongues of divine wisdom, as the hands of divine sufficiency, and the bold and ready hearts of divine life. Have a great week.